Welcome, come and watch till the end. His pal Ben runs out of the home having just put down his zombie like a champ, and he realizes we are in the thick of a zombie apocalypse. Mickey and Ben, erstwhile baseball brothers, trek across the forest like summer campers. Supplying and evading flash-creating zombies after the apocalypse, these two are bored to death, but at least they have each other. One day Mickey hits the jackpot and wins $1,000 on a scratch card, but Ben's all like, dude, money's meaningless now, get with the program. They reminisce about their baseball days and play a good old game to pass the time on their journey. They stumble upon a creepy cabin in the woods, and Ben bravely checks it out gun in hand while Mickey stays outside shaking in his boots. Ben gives the cabin the all clear and proposes they fish for supper, but Mickey's weary of their sushi on repeat diet, so he pulls out some canned foods. It turns out Ben's been surreptitiously killing zombies outside the cabin. The dynamic pair continues their quest and bam, they locate an abandoned vehicle. A zombie woman bursts out of the driver's seat, but Ben's got it covered and pulls her out. The car has gas, so their survival story gets an upgrade. Mickey visits his ex-girlfriend's place for supplies and feels sentimental, tasting her clothing and wiping her scent. Bombay. Then practical stags helpful items like walkie-talkies. He recommends blankets and cushions for their gorgeous new trip. But Mickey's had enough of the nomad life and wants to rest at his ex's apartment for a bit. Ben's not about that life though. He reminds Mickey of the early days of the apocalypse when they were holed up in Mickey's house with his whole family. It was a nightmare, and they even had to resort to killing the family dog for food. Yikes, average day and chilling land. So the boys keep rolling, hitting the open road, and embracing their life on the run. Just two dudes, a car, and a world full of zombies. What could go wrong? In the end, zombies trashed the house like Ben impersonated a zombie to scare Mickey. Ben suggested that given the zombies, he should not ratchet up his headphones volume. Mickey ditched the headphones and found a set of walkie-talkies. After getting them working, they found a signal from other survivors. Mickey could not resist asking if they might crash the party, but the voice on the other hand was as nice as a hangry zombie, telling them there was no space and ordering Annie, another survivor, to ghost. Mickey and Van, despite being shot down, became obsessed with reaching out to Annie, while Ben rolled his eyes at his buddy's hopelessness. Romanticism later, the duo stumbled upon an eerily empty campground. Mickey, investigating a building, found a group of zombies having a not-so-lively party in one of the halls. Ben had to step up and save the day, dealing with the zombies like a pro while trying to convince Mickey that zombie slang was a useful skill in their world. In the next scene, Ben went for a swim while Mickey slept in the car. A zombie rudely interrupted Mickey's nap. Mickey worried about calling for Bad, but realized he was on zone after seeing that the zombie girl was more interested in window shopping than breaking in after months without company. Mickey decided to take advantage of this strange scenario. Meanwhile, the zombie girl continued her window banking symphony, offering a strange soundtrack to his desperate attempt at intimacy at some point. Ben returned to the car, caught in the midst of his romantic rendezvous with the zombie. Ben could not help but chuckle at the sight of his friend before popping a cap in the undead's noggin. Not cool, he was enjoying the view, and with that, the friends' relationship, much like their zombie-filled world, was starting to decay. Mickey threw a tantrum demanding a sleepover, but Ben, a closeted music enthusiast who knew the apocalypse could be so groovy, was tired of Mickey's antics, especially his constant battery draining, which was like inviting a zombie flash mob. Ben tried to be the voice of the season, but Mickey, never one to take things lightly, stormed off in a huff. Meanwhile, Mickey hit up Annie on the radio, the only girl he had talked to since, well, ever. She revealed the survivor camp was less paradise and more dystopian nightmare, and she advised him to give up on joining. Mickey, however, was ready to ditch Ben faster than you can say toxic friendship, but Annie was not having it. Ben turned up the music, drank like a fish, and danced with his pistol like it was prom night, the ultimate trust exercise whenery. Ben abducted a zombie and imprisoned it in a room with Mickey sleeping and a baseball bat. Ben heard Mickey's scary cries and horrible zombie activity until the door cracked open, and Mickey gasped for air and hurled himself at the bat. Fist soaring, Ben was thrilled that Mickey had finally grown up and jumped a zombie. Mickey told Annie about her headgear warning with tears running down his cheeks. Mickey lamented his usual life, but Ben picked up the bases. They conquered the planet again. Thelma and Louise are fishing while reminiscing. After playing baseball and eating fresh fruit, they found an abandoned automobile. Ben concentrated on siphoning gas like a champ but failed to see an unknown guy take Mickey hostage. Their crazy, wacky adventure continued when the man went all Liam Neeson on them and demanded the keys to the boy's vehicle, or Mickey would meet God. Ben offers to go along, but the guests have a one-way ticket to Arizona and do not want a bromance. Ben plays the guilt card by asking if he is really going to clap for Mickey just to hitch a ride. The stranger spills the beans on the team, saying he was promised food and a car if he slammed away all winter, but they ghosted him, and now he is getting a bounce before they catch up. The dude loses it again and threatens to play Picasso on Mickey's face with a knife. Ben tries some Jedi mind tricks, saying the keys are already in the ignition, and if the man lets Mickey go, Ben will put the gun away and hand over the car. The man agrees, shoves Mickey aside, and hops in the driver's seat, but surprise, the keys are chilling in Ben's pocket. Catching him red-handed, the man makes a run for it, but Ben shoots him, leaving Mickey shook. The boys are having a philosophical powwow about the whole mess when they realize they have some crashers. A female voice. Mickey's okay with it, but Ben's not buying it, and he aims his pistol at the stranger's vehicle, outstepping his smoky and sexy lady and a fellow carrying the heat. The girl instructs her sidekick to fetch a canister, and they stroll up when she asks who was driving the car. Ben says the driver was zombified, so they had to put him down, but the girl continues asking whether the guy provided any juicy facts about himself or the automobile. Ben plays it cool, saying it was all pretty vanilla, but Mickey does not get the memo about fanboying over the girl as the one from the radio, and he goes full 180, shooting Ben as waving the flag and pointing a rifle at Mickey. She threatens to snuff them out if they follow her to their hideout. She wipes their keys and eats them into a field, making a clean getaway while the boys go on a key hunt. Mickey's key searching skills are about as effective as a blind squirrel, so Ben's leg is broken, and the two are stuck in the car. The next morning, their undead fan club surrounded the car, groaning and rocking it like they were at a death metal concert. The boys find themselves in a pickle with zombies sticking around like uninvited party guests. Ben takes out a few zombies like a pro gamer, but there is still a swarm of frustration. Ben blames Mickey because who needs Annie when you have a zombie fan club and a zombie watching marathon with limited food and water supplies? The following day, the lads channeled their inner interior designers and covered the windows with blankets to make the zombies believe they had ghosted. Spoiler alert. Zombies are not easily ghosted to avoid a mental collapse. The lads become intoxicated since once a zombie apocalypse without a little partying right in the morning. Hungover and desperate, they realize it is time to make a move, then ask Mickey to channel's interaction hero, retrieve the keys and rescue the day if that fails. Mickey must fly solo and escape. Mickey vows to stick with his brother come hell or high. Zombie. After a final siege, Mickey emerges from their hideout. Ben's left waiting like he is on the world's worst blind date. Just as hope dwindles, he hears a knock from above. He flings the door open, ready for a tearful reunion, but Mickey's hand is bleeding like a bad horror movie prop. Oh wait, he has been bitten. Mickey pleads for aid, but Ben knows the routine. One bullet later, it is a tear-soaked goodbye. Ben goes full-on fetus mode for a few days. Gradually, he attempts to radio Annie, and he reveals their epic escape plan for Mickey's parents' home, which includes zombie diversions and crazy rushes. Ben will do the same and locate Annie for a hostile headshot to start his plot. In the concluding moments, Ben limps down the road leading the zombie conga line, avenging Mickey's murder and punishing the zombies. Thanks for watching. Watch another video.